Anti-Corruption Commission. So what normally happens is that before a matter goes to court, there's consultations between the law enforcement agencies and the arresting agencies to check if the case is solid enough for prosecution. So because what has been happening in the past is that the police, the D.E.C, the anti-corruption, out of excitement, they would arrest someone. When they take the matter to court, when the defense team comes up, they'll actually, realize that their case is very weak. So before that happens, the D.P.P has to look at the file and okay it. Now, in this particular issue, I think that the D.P.P was right to write to the Drug Enforcement Commission and inquire why there would, if there had any further evidence. Because before that matter goes to court, the D.P.P must be satisfied and encourage, and inform the arresting authority that this matter is solid. When the matter goes in court, yes, the public can make all this noise, the politicians can say that we are fighting corruption by merely arresting people. That is not enough. What is more important is to bring solid evidence, because all criminal matters, for you to secure a conviction, the degree of evidence is very high. It must be beyond any human reasonable doubt. So what that means that, is different from civil matters. Therefore, you see, the D.P.P plays that role prior to taking the matter to court. So I know that in this country, whilst the Constitution actually protects the D.P.P's office from interference from politicians and actually the security of tenure, there's been a situation where D.P.Ps are hounded out by every new government. And in fact, this has created a situation where a D.P.P works with a particular government. When this government leaves, the D.P.P must leave. No, in this case, I do not agree with those that are calling for the D.P.P to leave. The D.P.P actually must stay. The UPND must work with this current D.P.P as an independent office to avoid, injuring on the rights of the people. Because what people are advocating right now is that the UPND should bring in someone who's new and who's going to be loyal to them. And the D.P.P doesn't need to be loyal to anyone other than the Constitution. So if the D.P.P breaches the Constitution, they can be removed through a process of setting up a tribunal, which will hear all the views, and they have to find concrete evidence before there's a recommendation for removal. But we don't want what happened to D.P.P, what happened to the other D.P.Ps and so on, and recently, all these Tembo issues. So I think they should allow that office to operate independently, and they have the right to write and inquire why, in that manner, where the D.P.P thought they needed to gather enough. Before they arrested, they could have written to the D.P.P that, no, we have intention to arrest. But if you have seen, what is happening right now is that the UPND also is trying to give an impression that they're fighting corruption, and if they are not succeeding, then the D.P.P is frustrating them. That is not correct. There are also these things. I'm of the considered view that over the issue of the D.P.P is, let's stop politicking about it. Let's stop frustrating that office. If there's anything wrong, there are proper channels in which this is supposed to be. However, on this particular issue, I know that Ms. Chirwa is also determined to fight crimes in her own way, but she didn't need to fight her colleague here from the D.P.P. These officers are from the same government, and they're supposed to work in collaboration with each other. Yes, there might be no legal leg in which the D.P.P has to tell the police and, maybe inquire why they take certain action. However, in terms of practicality of doing these things, there has to be strong coordination. I don't think that was the right thing by the Drug Enforcement Commission to do what they did. Because what is happening right now, they will be arresting people, and then people get acquitted, not because of anything, but because there was no enough evidence. Like I said, evidence in criminal matters has very high standards. It must be beyond any human reasonable doubt.